On May 31st, 2020, Chicago had one of the deadliest days ever recorded, with a total of 18 people dead in only a 24-hour span. This was truly a day of horror. In fact, there were so many autopsies that was due on June 1st that the Chief Cook County Medical Examiner had to call an additional pathologist to complete them all.
Okay.
And amid the protests over the weekend, the city of Chicago endured its most violent weekend of the year. The Chicago Police Department reports that from 6 p.m. Friday through midnight on Monday, 92 people were shot, resulting in 27 deaths. 17 people were killed on Sunday alone.
One of the first murders that happened that day was on the south side of Englewood, which is one of the most dangerous parts in Chicago. As Angelo Bronson was standing outside on the 6800 block of South Laflin Street, someone pulled up and shot him in the chest and leg at about 12:37 a.m. and Angelo was pronounced dead at the University of Chicago Medical Center at 1:11 a.m. This would mark the first murder of that day. But no more than 6 hours later, another person would be killed on the 3300 block of West 71st Street at about 5:30 a.m. An 18-year-old high school student was allegedly so upset after finding out a woman he went home with was transgender that he killed her. Even after firing his gun twice at Selena Ross Hernandez, Orlando Perez confessed to detectives that he went back to Hernandez's house a second time so he could shoot her lifeless body. Although they lived blocks apart, there was no indication that Perez and 37-year-old Hernandez knew each other before they were seen on video surveillance returning from Hernandez's home together around 5:30 a.m.
And police say this image on the victim's phone showed Perez in the residence, at his home were the apparent clothes he had been wearing, and a gun, authorities say, with the same type of bullets used in the shooting.
Perez allegedly told detectives that during a video recording statement that while inside he asked if Hernandez was a girl, and when she told him she was trans, he told her that he had to leave. Surveillance cameras show Perez leaving, then 20 minutes later, returning around 6 a.m. with a dark face covering, prosecutors said. The video allegedly showed Perez take out a handgun and rack the slide as he approached Hernandez's home. Perez was also recorded hopping over Hernandez's gate and leaving minutes later, just to come back moments later to shoot Hernandez several more times as she lay face down. Then 5:25 a.m. in the 1200 block of North Mason Avenue in Austin in the west side, Terrell Clark was inside his vehicle. Suddenly, someone pulled up beside him and shot him multiple times, leaving Terrell Clark dead on the scene. 1:40 p.m. in the 1600 block of East 95th Street, Darius Jones, 31 years of age, had just picked up his cousin, Maurice Jones, 39 years of age. Their destination was to spend some precious time with their mother, but as the two were waiting at a stoplight, someone in a dark-colored SUV opened fire, striking them both in the head. They were pronounced dead on the scene. But only about 10 minutes later, at about 1:50 p.m., Andrew Cruz was found with multiple gunshot wounds in an alley in the 3900 block of West Madison Street. He was only 34 years of age and was pronounced dead on the scene. Only about an hour later, at 2:40 p.m., a 25-year-old man showed up at the hospital with gunshot wounds to the right side of his body, his neck, and upper back. His name was Sherrod Turner. It was not immediately clear where the shooting occurred, the police said, but the hospital was on the west side of town. But only about a couple minutes later, in the North Riverside Park Mall in the west suburbs, a video clip showed a gunman chasing down a man right behind the Olive Garden restaurant at the mall. The man falls on the sidewalk and the gunman fires multiple shots before running away. Officers found Marquand Blanchard, 22 years of age, on the sidewalk, and he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. And all of these murders really happened back to back, with nearly every hour a person was shot and killed. 3:20 p.m. in the 4500 block of South Ashland Avenue, an 18-year-old teen was shot in the chest. His name was Francisco Romero. He was dropped off at Stroger Hospital, where he was pronounced dead moments later. Basically around the same time Francisco was shot and killed, a 36-year-old male was shot and killed on the south side of town. Ricky Heller was outside with a group of people in the 8300 block of South Kensington Avenue when someone fired multiple shots from a vehicle, striking Ricky in the head. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. 4:25 p.m. A woman would be shot during an argument with a male suspect. She was only 18 years of age. The incident happened in the 5900 block of South Carpenter Street in the Southside Englewood neighborhood. Police said the suspect sped off in a dark-colored sedan, and the woman was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. 4:30 p.m. Robert English, 24 years of age, was riding in a car when someone opened fire, striking him in the head. He was pronounced dead at Loretta Hospital. Jillian Jackson was standing outside in the 7100 block of South Vincent Avenue at about 4:43 p.m. when a man in a red Chevy Impala pulled up and opened fire, shooting Jackson multiple times. He was then taken to St. Bernard Hospital where he was pronounced dead. A North Suburban man allegedly shot 3 people who tried to stop him from looting a West Side liquor store, and this was in the midst of protesting and rioting for the killing of George Floyd by the police. The attack left 27-year-old Tommy Gatewood dead. Andrew Sneed, 36 years of age, faces charges of first-degree murder and aggravated battery assault with a firearm. Gatewood and several other people in the Austin neighborhood saw Sneed at about 6:30 p.m. sizing up the store in the 5100 block of West Madison. Sneed couldn't find a way into the store, so he left. Soon after, a fire was set in the second floor unit above the shop. Firefighters forced their way into the liquor store on the first floor to extinguish it, and then left, leaving the store vulnerable to Andrew Sneed, who was allegedly back within 2 hours to loot it. Andrew Sneed allegedly saw Gatewood and the others who tried to stop him from looting earlier, and he allegedly walked across the street and shot 3 of them. Gatewood, a Fifth City resident, died at Stroger Hospital. An 18-year-old woman was shot 3 times in the leg, and a 21-year-old man was shot in the foot, where each was hospitalized and listed in fair condition. 6:43 p.m. in the 4600 block of South Matchfield Avenue, a 26-year-old man was sitting in a vehicle when someone pulled up on him and shot him in the chest. Jaquan Newman was taken to Stroger's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. There was another 20-year-old man shot in the leg who was taken to the hospital in fair condition. 8 p.m. in the 900 block of East 93rd Street, Linnell McLean was driving when someone in a dark-colored Grand Prix started shooting. Linnell was hit several times in the head and crashed his vehicle in the same blocks moments later. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The last murder of the night at 10:50 p.m. would end off with a young female, only the age of 18. Officers responded to a shot spotter alert for gunfire. When they arrived, they found 18-year-old Lazara Daniels shot in the left side of her head. Sadly, she was pronounced dead on the scene. This would mark 17 murders on May 31st, but there was actually one more murder, but I couldn't find the details on it. This day was truly a terrifying day for Chicago, and my prayers and condolences go out to the families that lost their loved ones in this war in Chicago. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.